Good morning, Peter Goertz. I'm a psychiatrist. I want to talk about coping with serious physical illness. This past week, I was doing consultations on medical floors in the hospital, to an extent seeing quite sick, physically ill patients. And I find that I learn at least as much from patients as they learn from me, and they help me at least as much as I help them. So, patients, for instance, that I saw, one of them not that old, in his 50s, struggling a whole lot to breathe. Another patient who'd been recently diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and underwent major surgery. A third patient who had a tracheostomy because of head and neck cancer. Another patient with dementia. And all of these patients were not complaining, they did not feel suicidal, and this really was humbling for me and instructive for me, because here I am thinking about my home insurance. The money I have to pay has gone up enormously, and that's a big deal in my mind at times, but then I think about these people and I see them and they teach me to put things in perspective for sure. So it's humbling and it's very instructive to work with these people. And one thing that can help them, of course, is hope. They often, or in general, have some hope at least that things are gonna improve medically. They have loved ones who care about them, some of them, children, grandchildren. Some have spiritual beliefs, which can be very helpful in putting things in perspective for patients. So with the patients I'm talking about, and not every patient is like this, some people are very angry about their illness, but the ones I'm thinking about that I saw this past week who were quite ill physically, they seem to me to have accepted their situation, accepted their illness. For now, that doesn't mean they didn't hope for change or hope for resolution of the illness even, potentially. And that reminds me of something that I find helpful also for anyone in dealing with psychological issues, for instance, and traumatic experiences. If we live our lives as if we chose our past, including our traumatic experiences, and that could be abuse, sexual, physical abuse, could be also physical illness. So if we live our lives as if we chose those things, that can be very empowering, and that way we avoid the victim role and create much more of a foundation to enjoy our lives. So even if someone is in dire straits physically, they potentially can still enjoy things like watching a movie. And if we do not put a label on things, so if we don't let our mind start this running commentary, oh my God, you've been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, you're gonna die soon, you have a colostomy, you're never gonna be able to interact normally with people again, you're never gonna be able to you're never gonna be attractive sexually to anybody again. So if we can avoid, which is of course easy to say, but if we can avoid that running commentary, then the situation immediately becomes neutral. There's no judgment about it. There's not this voice constantly judging our situation, and the situation becomes neutral. So there is potential, and that's what these patients are teaching me. There is potential to enjoy our lives with dementia, with pancreatic cancer, in many, many serious physical illnesses, and in many situations with physical limitations. Thank you.